unbelievable what some insurance companies. Calm down there. Calm down there. Calm down there. Calm down there. It's a commercial. Calm down there. Calm down there. Calm down there. It's a commercial. Calm down there. Calm down there. Calm down there. It's a commercial. Calm down there. Calm down there. Calm down there. This is company that only wants good fun. Calm down there. This is company that only wants good fun. It's a commercial. Feature, 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 feature. This is company that only wants good fun. Feature, 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 feature. Calm down there. It's a commercial. They don't want you to take the fire with a fire. They don't want you. Calm down, calm down, calm down there. It's unbelievable. It's a commercial. Conjure, 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 conjure. Feature, 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 feature. Conjure, 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 conjure. Calm down there. I'm only acting. It's a commercial. I'm only acting. Calm down there. I'm only acting. I'm really a very good driver. You should be too. Calm down there. You should be too. Calm down there. Calm down there. Calm down there. Calm down there. It's a commercial. Calm down there. Calm down there. Calm down there. It's a commercial. Calm down there. Calm down there. Calm down there. It's a commercial. Calm down there. Calm down there. Calm down there. This is company that only wants good fun. Calm down there. This is company that only wants good fun. It's a commercial. Feature, 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 feature. This is company that only wants good fun. Feature, 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 feature. Calm down there. It's a commercial. They don't want you to take the fire with a fire. They don't want you. Calm down, calm down, calm down there. It's unbelievable. It's a commercial. Conjure, 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 conjure. Feature, 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 feature. Conjure, 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 conjure. Calm down there. I'm only acting. It's a commercial. I'm only acting. Calm down there. I'm only acting. I'm really a very good driver. You should be too. Calm down there. 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 It's a commercial. Calm down there. Calm down there. Calm down there. It's a commercial. Calm down there. Calm down there. Calm down there. It's a commercial. Calm down there. Calm down there. Calm down there. This is company that only wants good fun. Calm down there. This is company that only wants good fun. a very good time. You should be too. Calm down there. 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 It's a commercial. Calm down there. Calm down there. Calm down there. It's a commercial. Calm down there. Calm down there. Calm down there. It's a commercial. Calm down there. Calm down there. Calm down there. This is company that only wants a good time. Calm down there. This is company that only wants a good time. It's a commercial. Feature. Feature. This is company that only wants a good time. Feature. Feature. Calm down there. It's a commercial. They don't want you to take a pie with them. They don't want you. Calm down there. It's unbelievable. It's a commercial. Feature. Feature. Calm down there. I'm only acting. It's a commercial. I'm only acting. Calm down there. I'm only acting. I'm really a very good time. You should be too. Calm down there. 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 It's a commercial. Calm down there. Calm down there. Calm down there. It's a commercial. Calm down there. Calm down there. Calm down there. It's a commercial. Calm down there. Calm down there. Calm down there. This is company that only wants a good time. Calm down there. This is company that only wants a good time. It's a commercial. Feature. This is company that only wants a good time. Feature. Calm down there. It's a commercial. They don't want you to take a pie with them. They don't want you.
Greetings. Oh, sure indeed. You've got to be sure with your E's, haven't you? So, hello everybody. Let me just take this off this for God's sake. What's going on? Who's here? Oh, Vic Vega. Hello. Hello. Have I got my thing on mute? Or maybe you've got your thing on mute. Well, anyway, so what are we going to talk about, eh? Are we going to talk about saving evil streams? We need to save him. He doesn't know what's going on. He's living in a lie. He's living in a full-on lie.
Hello?
Hello.
Aha.
You all right?
Yeah, I'm good.
Good.
I'm kind of finishing my dinner here.
Oh, right, okay. Well, bon appetit. What
Yeah,
you eating?
I'll be back in a minute.
All right. Excellent. Hey up. Hello. So hello, Dr. Zayas. Hey up, Jerkers Clown Star. Hey up, Jonathan Doe. Hey up. And hey up, Red Bull. Do you like this thumbnail, Red Bull? See, I thought I'd do some more AI art for you, but that's from last week. Oh, hey up, Fatal Vision as well. Yeah, that's from last week. See, I'd made it, and then I decided not to do it because there was enough going on, and they didn't need my 2 penneth at that time, I thought. But now I've had a few thoughts, and I've had a few I don't know, processes, been through a few portals, and now I feel like I can probably talk about it. So maybe I'll start with the timeline, since those guys. That's true, yeah. He is his own worst enemy. This is it. I mean, everyone's allowed to go on their mares and stuff like that. It's just the stuff they were coming out with, like, on that stream was just ridiculous. It's just so many lies. Hey up! Yeah, it's just so many lies to unpick. I have downloaded the thing, but I wasn't going to play it on here. I'm going to do that on my Fiber Twigs. But basically, they've just given me stuff for days. You know, they've got me stuff for days because I can do the. They've opened it up for the psychology with their shit ass fucking psychology video. It's like the dross on the internet. There's just so much of it, and like that's just like one random video, and like, man. The stuff that I've got, if you want to start the fucking psychology video war, will blow you out of the fucking water. And I am not kidding. It will actually crack your brain open if you actually understood what the fuck was going on with those videos. So like, try it. Just try it. So I've got NARC content for days. I've got comparison content for days. I've got fucking interesting content for days, and I can just pick apart. I can just take one tiny little bit of that, and I don't know how long we went on for, but I can take a tiny bit of that, and I'll just be able to unpick that for fucking days.
All right, I'm back.
All right.
So, could you explain to me, because obviously, you know, I don't know what's going on. So could you explain to me what exactly happened? Because I'm gonna be honest. I'm not paying attention to too much of this stuff anymore. So
No,
you're gonna have to explain and walk me through this, because
good. I'm glad you're not. To be fair, I'm not really. I'm coming on for this. I'm doing my Fiber Twig, but I've got like a routine now. So the rest of the time, I'm just like, that's it covered. You know what I mean? But like, it makes me laugh that their narrative is all about me being obsessed and having a meltdown and all this stuff. When you'd know about it if I was having a meltdown, Vic, because I would have been crying to you about it by now if I had. So
right.
You know what I mean? So to answer your question then, what actually happened, from my opinion, it depends how far you want to go back, but this latest one, and it really is the latest one of many, and it's been a campaign that's been going on, and it's just got sort of exponentially more. And then lately, it just was really, really regular. But the most recent one was this crazy ass Ricardo's Big Lie. It was just Ricardo's Big Lie. So I realise now as well that I think even the one before was a bit of a setup. So we'd had a falling out prior. Me and Evil had a falling out. We'd made up. Me and Ricardo had a falling out. And then me and Ricardo, I remember I'd said I was going to go in on Ricardo. Hello, Doshin. Oh, yeah, and I was going to unban everybody as well this week. That's a new thing as well, but I'll do that in a bit. What was I on about? Yeah, so yeah, we would all kind of, I'd said I was going to go in on Ricardo. I'd been very open about my strategy. I'd said I was going to focus on one narc out of the two that was going after me, and I was going to go on Ricardo. And then he decided that he wasn't going to talk about me anymore. So I said, all right then, and I went with it. We went on a panel together, me, Evil, and Ricardo. Everything was fine. They kept trying to get me to talk about Lewis. Ricardo kept trying to get me to talk about Lewis, and Evil was just following on suit. And I realised afterwards that was actually intentional, because they knew that Lewis was all right-ish. Yeah? So I think that was definitely a thing. It just shows where their attention is, what their priorities are, what they actually care about. They do actually care about Lewis. Hey up, Hayat! Yeah, so that's that, right?
But,
so that all happened. Everything was fine. Left it on good terms. I thought it was all good. I was like, okay, so me and Ricardo can sort of coexist, hopefully. I mean, it was just more of the same, carrying on with the Herbies, with all this stuff, just taking on another thing, right? Okay. And then in the morning, Red Bull's doing a stream, right, after Ricardo's.
Okay.
So I go over there. I'm in a mood that morning. The only time I had a bit of a meltdown, actually, of any sort, was right at the beginning of that morning, when I knew that Carl was back on the horizon, and I was like, oh, for fuck's sake, not fucking Carl again. And that was what I was fucking pissed off about. And then I went on to Red Bulls and I was like moaning about Carl for like 10 minutes or something. And then Red Bull kept saying, Ricardo's supposed to be coming over, but he's not managed to come over yet. I don't know why he's not coming over. Doshin, are you going to come up and talk about this? If you want to come up, Doshin, you can do, because I want your opinion on this. So Doshin was involved in this. In my opinion, Ricardo put the idea into Doshin's head, or told him this thing, because he knew that he was going over to Red Bulls, and he knew that Doshin was going to pass this information on, which was I'd gone in on Ricardo and talked about him and attacked him out of the blue, and which I don't know when I could have done that because I was asleep, and I've got alibis, and so like, yeah, so he told Doshin that, and so he'd had to block me, which is very convenient, isn't it? So then he'd had to block me, and so he couldn't come over to Red Bulls because of me. So even then, I didn't really think that much of it, because I was like, oh, maybe Doshin's got it mixed up, and it's like from like before, and he doesn't know that we've all made up, and I didn't really think that much of it, and I was just still chilling out at Red Bulls, and then Evil just comes in and proper starts on me, and just proper, like in a, when he's done it recently a few times, hasn't he? When he proper lets it go, and he just lost it. And was just proper like calling me all the name, just like fucking bitch, just like he does when he really goes off, like really just personal insults and attacking just for no reason. Hey up, Lewis. Yeah, exactly. Thank you, Lewis. Don't let the morally corrupt hinder your ambitions. Exactly. Same to you, mate. Same to you. Exactly. That's exactly what happened. If anyone wants to come up, though, seriously, it's here.
Well, it seems like, because obviously I've been having conversations today, and it seems like a point of contention is that, you come into the place, you take over, you want to take over the chat and fucking make it about you.
Yeah, well, okay, right. I'll take that point, right, and I've got my argument and my counters to all of that, but that's kind of a moot point, because really everything was supposedly fine, right? Everything would have been evened out and ironed out. Everything had been apologised for and talked about, like Evil has said many times, on voice and all this stuff. We'd all talked it through, supposedly. But then he comes over to Red Bulls with a stream from like a couple of days before, my interesting one, which I thought was actually quite funny. And I never went. Thing is, I asked Evil as well that day, did you even watch this stream? And he never answered me. So he didn't even fucking watch it, because we know they didn't, because they didn't even watch fucking Candice's shit when they were commenting on that. Like, he's just having a massive go and proper spouting off for the sake of it. As far as I'm concerned, fucking Ricardo wound him up and let him go. That's what it looked like, coming over with this fucking stream from days and days before. We'd already sorted things out well before, and kicking off about me going in on Ricardo massively, instead of like, if he was bothered, like sending me a message or anything like that. But no, he came on to publicly have a go, and then I just had to go back or whatever, said my piece and was like, what the fuck? And I went, because I had to get on with my day, and then came back, he was still at it, said a few things then and went back again, but I'm the one having a meltdown, you see, supposedly. And it's like about people making it all about them and all about me. Like, I think, that's a big fucking, it's all part of the big fucking lie, because really we were all right. So even if I did the worst thing in the world, that's not the point. The point is that he's gone harping back to something from way before, and then put it on to play it all, and like very much like Ricardo, and just taken. And I mean, am I the only person who's noticed that he's started adopting quite a few of the Ricardo's fucking mannerisms and shit like that? It's unbelievable.
I don't know because I don't pay attention to that. Like, I don't watch those streams. I don't watch what they do. I'm out of the Ricardo business. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, he'll just push people away.
I'm just like, I'm removing myself from this slowly but surely. So I don't know what the hell's going on. Fucking, but it seems like another sense that I get is that, it seems like every few weeks something happens and you're complaining and going off about it, and maybe like after enough times, you start getting fed up with that stuff, and then that's why it kind of blows up into something crazy.
Yeah, that was all the cycles. yeah, that's what happens with gaslighting. That's what happens when you've got someone who's like literally using someone and hiding behind them. Like, I was responding to fucking hell, like things that happened. It wasn't every few weeks though, mate. It's like, this is a narrative. I've not even been in that Discord for ages. Do you know what I mean? It's not. It's like, there's been a few incidents over the course of like a year and a half, right?
Yeah.
And it became exponentially worse as it got closer, as people were fucking with, as Evil was like getting more and more aggressive in his whatever that was he was doing with me, right? And then it just got to a point where, and I would respond, because there was that couple of times when there was one time in the Discord where I blew up, which everyone's referring to, when I thought, I still think when I'm in my right to do so, because Evil gave everything away to Albert that night. It changed the whole paradigm, and everyone pretended that it hadn't happened. And that was part of the cult mentality. You can't deny that everything has been, in my opinion, it's on Evil's whim. It's on what mood he's in that day. If everybody goes over or not. It's like, if Evil decides that that person's shunned, then nobody goes over. If Evil decides that that person's boring that day, then nobody's really over there, because nobody wants to go against him. And that was just an unsaid, very small thing that was going on. And Ricardo knows that he's got power. So Ricardo wants to eat Evil. And like how you want him to leave that place, I'm now wanting to leave that place. Well, this is what Ricardo wants to do, you see. This is his aim. He wants to disassemble the Herbies for the sake of Darius. He wants to take Evil's power for himself. Because
that sounds crazy. That sounds crazy. Do you think Ricardo has the power to break up the Derbies or whatever that is?
I underestimated him. I don't think he's got the power for that, but I think he's he knows what he's doing.
I think he's just he's spouting off and he's trying to be funny. That's it.
Pardon?
He's spouting off and he's trying to be funny.
Wow, really? Okay, then. Well, good luck with that one. Here.
I mean, I don't take him seriously. I don't believe the shit that he says.
I'm here.
All right, Hyatt, you all right?
I'm alive. So far.
All right. Yeah, we're just discussing what's been going on at the moment. I'm just letting them know what the situation is. Well, the timeline's all fucked up, and the fact that they're... So don't you think there's a difference between having a laugh and trolling people with actual gotchas and actual evidence stuff, and literally just making lies up about people, about your friends, to drive wedges between them, completely unfounded lies with absolutely no evidence, when I've asked them to even say
I've been dealing with enough lies being spread about me as it is right now. So yeah, I get what you're coming from with that.
No, I'm just answering Vic's question. It's just one of those things, Vic. Do you not think like it's just funny? Doesn't really cut it when it's just someone literally throwing shit at your friends to try and destabilize shit.
No. I never said that he was funny. I said that he was trying to be funny. And like, yeah, I mean, I don't see what the reason why they're fucking going after you for. It's kind of ridiculous.
Right, honestly.
It's like, we're supposed to be friends or whatever. And then Ricardo's just like, this did start when like Ricardo started like being friends with, with us and with Evil and then,
yeah,
you know what I mean? So that's when this all started going into motion. I'll give you that.
Yeah. There's no coincidence here. He's not. This is it, though. This is the thing, Lewis. Right? I underestimated him. He's just like he's like in a dormant stage, right? He goes. So with Dean, right? He's like a tank. He puts all his energy into accruing the right people, and that's how he does his operations. Whereas Ricardo, he's like dormant, and so like with Dean, he's just constantly just churning and churning and churning. With Ricardo, he just goes dormant and then he wakes up and then he feeds and he's fucking voracious. And it's like once you've woken him up, he's like this horrible golem type fucking thing and he will not stop. And so that is what I've seen happen here. And it's just getting bigger and bigger. So what will happen is...
kind of like how I said a while back how he was two-faced.
Well, yeah, everyone said he's a liar. Everyone says two-faced. I knew that, but I was like, yeah, he's a bit of a liar. He's a bit of a dickhead. He's a bit two-faced. but he's having a laugh and he's funny and he can make up stories and it's all well and good, right? But then when I saw the big lie and how he moved around and did that shit, and then I saw the intention and I could feed it back to oh no. I put cancel thing. Anyway.
But like, I just don't understand why you would like. Who cares what Ricardo says? It's just foolishness.
Well, no, I'm just pointing out the timeline versus like the lies. Do you know what I mean?
Okay, but everybody knows he's saying lies. Like, who cares? That's why I don't understand. It's like everybody. It's not just you. Everybody is taking shit way too seriously. Like,
Yeah,
I
well,
give a fuck what some guy in Massachusetts is fucking saying about me. Who gives a fuck?
Well, no, but this is the thing. It's like they're making this whole thing about me having a meltdown and me giving a shit about it. I'm just laughing about it. I'm just like, wicked. I've got loads of shit for my fiber streams. That's all I think about it. I'm listening to him and listening to Ricardo's little like hyena voice. But at the same time, I am aware that this is Ricardo's plan. This is all destabilized. Right. So honestly, right. So when I go right far back to the timeline, Ricardo turned on me the day I said to him, I'll only go to Darius's if Darius apologizes to Slotham, and I put him on the spot, and he was trying to manipulate us even then, but in like his little stupid, like you say, just having a laugh, having a poke, having a joke, having a bit of a fucking sheepdogging session, trying it. Like I said, he's like pop-up pirate. He sits there and he pokes it in. He pokes it in and he just like sees if it'll go in, and it won't go in that time, so he goes in again, and then he goes in again and shit like that. So
yeah, but it's like I just don't know why you just get so affected by it. Like, who gives a fuck?
No, but I'm not. That's the thing, mate. That's the story that they're putting out. It's only text on a screen, so how can they tell whether I'm getting so worked up about it or not? When I've messaged you today, was I worked up about it?
No,
I'm not.
no.
I'm not. This is what I'm talking about. I'm having to answer to their narrative. I'm not putting fucking that much of a narrative on them. Well, apart from my whole story, which I'm putting there now. But I'm saying that's just my opinion. That's how I saw it. I'm not going, oh, Ricardo, we can't listen to a word he says because he's just a crazy bastard. Don't listen to him. Don't listen to him. Come and talk to me in the private chat. Oh, look, a birdie, and all these fucking distraction tactics and all this bullshit. You've either got that over there, or you can come over to me and say, oh, you need to calm down, CPE, with your examples of people's behaviour and not really judging people and not really doing anything that's too crazy. But you've got to calm down, because otherwise those two crying bastards over there are going to cry more. It's like, this is bullshit. Does anyone else see how bullshit this is?
Well, I know it's all bullshit to me. Like,
it's been bullshit for years.
But I have another thing though too, because Evil told me that you had called me out for being a traitor at one point. And so I don't get that. Like, why were you suspicious of me?
Pardon? For being a traitor. Oh no, it was probably no. Do you know what, Vic? Right, he can do what he wants and he can say what he wants, because every single time we've had anything, I've gone to you about it. The only time I would have said something to Evil before I even said anything to you. Do you know when that was? And I'll tell you when that was, right? The only this is again the gaslighting and the control from Evil, because this was a thing that I wanted to deal with you, and I had to go through Evil because I felt like I had to. Do you know what I mean? It just felt like it. So he'd taken that position, and I ended up going through him about it. So what happened was, it was when you went over to Dean's just after Dean had attacked Evil's channel, right? Okay. Remember when I messaged you and I brokered?
Yes.
Evil was proper heartbroken about that, right? And he was keeping a brave face on it, and he was. So this is just another example of me trying to manage things with his temper and not saying anything. So when they're saying, "Oh, so
you're saying he was the one that was mad at me,"
yeah,
not you.
So
really?
like I said at the time, right? So listen to this, right? So I'm just going to go back a second for a bit of like feathering, and then I'll go back to the point. But what I'm saying is that all these people, part of the narrative that they're spinning is I'm like Carl because I wanted to protect Evil because they've intentionally misread what I wrote. But actually, no, I was protecting him from a lot of stuff that I was doing and saying, and stuff that was going on that I never fucking made a big thing about. Because who wants to make a big thing about it, especially when we're in a wartime situation? I wanted to keep things nice. Do you know what I mean? So that's what I was doing. So in this situation, I tried to manage that because Evil was threatening to throw his bat and ball out and all that shit like he's done this time. That was brooding then because he's always been like this, right? So yeah, that was brooding then, maybe not to this extent, but that was brooding. So I wanted to manage that. So I went in and I went to speak to you because you're my friend and I did not want this to, like, this miscommunication to do this thing. So I then explained the situation to you. Me and you had a conversation about it. You and Evil sorted it out between you. Evil then took it out on me and didn't talk to me for weeks because he said I was fighting his battles for him.
Well, I mean, I just...
Bitch, right?
I never picked up on it.
No, because I wouldn't have told you about any of it. None of it was relevant to anybody, so I just took it. Do you know what I mean? Like you do. And then I'm fine because I'm accepting of Evil, but now he's using that against me.
Well, I would like to think that if Evil or anybody had a problem, they could come to me and address, you know what I mean, confront me about it.
This is exactly like I always have. You know this, and this is why walking in the light. And this, Ricardo, if you're listening, your shit will not stick because I always walk in the light. And when you try and get in between me and my friends, it's not going to work because they are my friends. And as such, I have an actual relationship with them. I speak to them. I actually have truth with them and I respect them as people. So I'm not going to sit there bitching about people and all that shit. I'm not going to talk to other people about the people who I'm friends with. I'm going to talk to them about themselves and they can talk to me about me. That's all there is to it. So I'm happy and they can fucking chuck what shit they want.
And I respect that. I respect that. And I will say, I've said this many times, you know, because I wouldn't even be here if it wasn't for you and Evil. And so, like, I appreciate all you guys. And I don't want to get in between.
Likewise, because I don't think I'd be still here if you weren't. Honestly, if it weren't for you and Ron, I wouldn't still be here either. You guys were here when I needed mates. So Evil fucking chucked me to the fucking wolves back a long, long time ago. He ghosted me in the middle of the fucking war and left me to fight it on my own. And I had to pretend that it never happened and carry on. And you and Ron... Is that me?
Yes.
Yes. Oh, shit. How do I do that? No. I don't know. Yeah. I don't know how to. Are you sure that's me? Is that not you, Haya? Is that coming off you at all?
What's that?
I'm in my headphones, so.
Oh, it might be me. I'm not using headphones right at the moment. I might throw my headset on here in a second. I was just finishing up a metal run here on Arc.
All right, Ben Spastic. Oh, right. Is that all right? I'm mute you then.
I'm muting Hyatt and see if it still echoes.
All right, I've just muted him.
Okay.
Yeah. So, where was I? I can't even fucking remember anymore. But yeah, that was the story of that, and they're just going to keep bringing out lies, and that's what I mean about having that footage of them. It's just like I can just go through every single thing that they want to bring up. I've got the timeline in my head, like, and they can try it. And what Ricardo is trying to do, as Red Bull has said from a very long time ago, is isolate and reinforce. And what you've just described to me is just an example of them trying to isolate and reinforce every single time, just trying to peel off anyone who might be just a friend of mine or something like that to get me out on a limb. But in effect, Ricardo's trying to get Evil out on a limb as well so he can prey on him. And that's what the real thing is. I'm part of that, but he's trying to... It's a very long game, in my opinion.
But
he's trying.
What do you mean prey? What do you mean by prey? Because what is he going to do?
Dorshini coming up on the stream. Do you want to give us an answer on that one? How Ricardo will prey on him? Because I bet Dorshin could tell us a few tales on that. It's just how these people act. It's about the triangulation. There's always that third little person on the side that they've got to feed on. At the moment, it's me. You know, they always have that third focus because they've just got to feed constantly. It's just one of those things.
So you mean like just having something to talk about, like a topic? They just choose you as a topic, and then they're going to talk all this shit. Is that what you mean?
What's that, sorry?
Is that what you mean by preying on you? That they're going to use you as a topic? They're going to talk
Oh,
about
really? No,
the situation?
It depends on the situation. I'll address that in a minute, Space Blaze. I will. To be honest, it wasn't about this tonight. It wasn't about this tonight. I want to talk about Ricardo really quite a bit, but we will.
Right.
It's come on. So I will discuss this, but we'll just finish this up first. Yeah, they're just bored the start of the content. We're in the YouTube environment. It's like it's a whole ecosystem. Ricardo is totally irrelevant, and I think a lot of the time he is in that dormant stage. He's quite happy to be a hermit, but then when he's not, he just wants so much attention. He just needs it all the time. He just can't stop, and it's just like, and I think that's just all it is. I don't think there's that much planning in that. I'm not saying he's this big fucking mastermind. He's like I'm saying he's psychic and all this bullshit. Space Blazes Lewis. Fair enough. Lewis, you can come on. You can say that on your main. Honestly, it's fine. People on this stream especially, there might be a little bit more censorship on the other ones, possibly. Especially if I'm doing one-on-ones with people, I can do more of a facilitated chat. But like on the crunch and on the death zone and stuff, anyone can say whatever they want. It's fine. See, Jerkus is saying that you're boring. I don't think Victor's boring at all.
You can kick me. You can kick me at any time. That's fine.
Yeah.
I won't be offended either.
Yeah. But yeah, it's just that sort of thing. It's just like the way that the energy.
Believe that for Cody Bell.
Yeah, people just eating stuff on YouTube and consuming stuff, and I think there's an absolutely excellent. I know I keep going on about it. The Sam Vaknin video. I would mirror it, but I think it's a bit too recent. And I ended up with like 1,000 views on that last one because I think I mirrored it too soon. I didn't really want to take all those views off him. Do you know what I mean? So I do want to share it, but I don't want to like hijack it. So but it's a fucking awesome video, and it's just about how these people and why these people do it. It just explains everything from start to finish.
Well, obviously,
jealousy,
look,
the one that I said before.
We all want attention. That's why that's what you guys. That's what we're doing here, right? Why post things?
No, I just want to talk to people. I just want to make connections, and I also want to probably put my thing on the world, put my little stuff out there. Like, you know, if I wanted a load of validation and attention, I wouldn't make the art that I make. But also, I wouldn't, if I didn't want any attention, I wouldn't bother putting it up on YouTube.
Well, that's the thing, right?
The reason to do it, but
so we all want attention to some degree.
It's more feedback for me, I think, of any sort.
Yeah.
So attention of like even just one person or half a person is probably enough, just to know that the universe has acknowledged it. For me,
wanting attention doesn't necessarily have to be something negative. It can only gets to that point, but I mean, you know, obviously wanting eyes on your art is natural.
It's not even that I want eyes on my art. I just want to have a reason to do it for me, to make me do it. And so putting it out and having that end result of putting it on there gives me somewhere to put it. What else am I going to do with it? Stick it in a folder,
right?
Put it in a filing cabinet, like, so. It's like a thing.
Yeah, that's what I feel.
Yeah, so there's nothing to it. I'm not going to go and I'm not bothered about any of that stuff. So that's where the ethos is in this area, isn't it? Where it's literally a hobby thing, and a lot of people from outside can't understand why you don't want to just put all this time into, like, obviously, I bet you've got something to say about that. You know, like growth and getting the money and all that other side of it. But space for everybody. It's just that if everybody could live together, but I think it's all trying to merge together with people like Dean, really, trying to masquerade as a hobby channel and all that shit when it's just not at all. And Ricardo, who is, for his own reasons. Maybe it's YouTube, maybe it's just whatever. But I don't know. He's now got this voracious appetite for this drama or attention or just being talked about or just to moan all the time or something like that. I don't know what it is.
It's just his thing. That's what he has to talk about. What else is he gonna talk about? That's like
no,
that's
but he's
anybody's problem.
But why make that lie then to manipulate evil? Do you know what I mean? Why do that? Why that lie to go over there to say to Dawson that he can't go over because I was attacking him?
Well, maybe that's just his new storyline that he's going with, and he's running with it. What are you gonna do?
Therefore, he's manipulating everybody. That's not fair enough then. But therefore, what he's doing is he's manipulating everyone for you asking for what? Why do they do it? You know, what's for YouTube or whatever? It's like, why is he doing that? Like, what reason have you got then to be so twisted up that you've got a chance of friendship? You know, friendship or whatever, internet friendship, collaboration, people who respect you for your art. I've always respected Ricardo. I always have. I've had so many twos and fro's with him. And he's tried to say so much shit about me today that was unbelievable. Just like evil, you know how they invert the truth. So saying that I was calling you a traitor, I might have called you a traitor. You know, when I first, it probably is. There's a seed of doubt in all of it. Do you know what I mean? But I went and told you about it. Do you know what I mean? It was like
you did do that. You did come to me.
So like that time when I woke up and you'd been over at Dean's, and then Evil's crying on the phone to me, I'd been like, "Fucking Vic, the fucking traitor." Do you know what I mean? And then gone to you and had a word with you. Do you know what I mean? But like, it was like, had Evil had his way, because he kicked off at me for telling you, for even just talking to you. And I'm like, well, he's my mate and I've got a reason to talk to him for my own self. It's nothing to do with you, Evil, actually. But it didn't stop him like ignoring me for 2 weeks. That didn't stop the entire thing having a knock-on effect on
I mean, I remember talking it out with you though. Like
what happened afterwards, it was like all up your ass then. But then there was definitely a weirdness in the Discord after that, which I don't think went away for a bit. It did go away actually, but it was there for a while.
I did feel that. I felt that. I'll say that I felt that.
And then that's when it's all like, oh, that's another time when CPE's kicked off, and it's like, and then everything went weird, and so we're all sick of it. And you're like,
I don't think it's recovered since then. I don't think it's recovered at all.
I think it did recover for a little bit, but you know, it's like Evil's just fucking on one all the time, and they're just blaming me, and I don't mind because, like, you know, I've been on one before, but like, it's just I take it, I own it, I talk to people, I'm honest with people. This video that he put on yesterday, it was like, if he'd have tried to compare it with anything that I'd done that wasn't just spin, I would have had more time for it. But it was stuff like doesn't confide in people and shit like that. And it's like, that's not me. You know, you can answer to that one. That is not me.
Yeah,
like,
for sure. I mean, yeah, like you know,
upside down.
You've always been like friends to me, and so you know, it's hard for me to like go against any of you guys. So it's you know, it's just a weird situation. Like, I'm at the same time, I'm not invested into this at all.
No,
so like,
I'm just commenting on how like everything's inverted with them. So it's like when I was saying, like, one finger pointed at me and 3 fingers pointing back at yourself. So there's that example there with how we tried to spin this thing about a traitor. And then there's like, because they're the things that stick in their mind, I suppose. And then there's like with Ricardo, he was saying today stuff like, oh, I've said, oh, I don't know what I've ever done to CPE. Don't know what I've done, possibly done. I don't know what she's done to be so horrible and everything to me. I've tried so hard with her and all this stuff, and it was just like totally inverted. So I couldn't like, he knows exactly what he's doing. He's so manipulative. He's just this raggedy, horrible, twisted up fanny. You know, oh man, it's just disgusting. There's nothing funny about that at all, in my opinion.
Well, yeah, I would never accuse him of being funny. I don't know. People think he's funny and whatever. That's fine. But I mean, I don't know.
Ricardo is funny.
Not to my taste, but
you're in the
some people say he's funny. Like, I've heard people.
I've never thought he was funny.
He is funny sometimes.
He's obnoxious.
He's obnoxious.
He's funny, I guess, in that he's obnoxious and over the top. Then I'll give him that.
But at the very least, right, and this is what they don't get, right? And when they're saying I'm having a meltdown and stuff like that, I'm just fucking laughing. But I'm a little bit sad for Evil. Do you know what I mean? But I'm like, Evil's got to have his journey. He'll come back. He'll bounce back from this fine. So I'm not that bothered about him. He'll have a laugh. But it's just funny to me because, like, in the end, he thinks he's going to get all this attention and all this shit from, like, attaching himself to Evil and then Evil attaching himself to me and this whole drama thing going round and round and round. So we get some fucking thing to chew on, some empty bone to gnaw on for a week.
Well, that's what I see most of this. And it's not just Ricardo. This is what I see most of this. It's like...
That's the ethos from the rest of YouTube coming in. And this is like, there used to be fucking meat behind shit before.
Right.
This is like Ricardo, he's getting, that's what I mean, like when I was saying, like he's not in that e-beggar world, but he's got that mentality in a way. And I think it comes from him just having this voracious need for narcissistic supply. And so it looks like the same thing. And I've got a bit of a theory on that, which I'll talk about on Cybertwix sometime, about how the narcissistic supply ecosystem has come in this environment to be a replacement for the money environment. And that's what controls things in the end instead. And people like Ricardo view it as currency at some level, and he'll do anything for it. And he has done. He has done anything for it, and he's just completely destabilized it. Now, Evil, I think, is in a position now at the moment where he feels like he wants to be consumed, because these dynamics work by have one that wants to be consumed and one that wants to consume, and then it sometimes flips and flops between the two. At the moment, Evil wants to be consumed. You can see it in their interaction, and you can see Ricardo doing it. It's like Evil's just setting up the goals constantly, and Ricardo's just trying to kick him in his weird way, but it's not a goal. And they're both pissed up, and it's obviously just a shit show, which makes it more bearable.
Or they could just be wanting to just talk shit and have fun and make each other laugh.
Well, in that case, why do what they did to me then?
Well, I know. That's what I'm saying. Like, why not pick another topic to do that over?
Yeah, what the fuck is that? Why lie? Why make that lie about me? You know.
I mean, what's... Okay, go ahead.
I was gonna say, Captain Endgaming said seriously, them bringing drama into streams that had nothing to do with drama is getting a little irritating. Like I had that charity stream last night, or the other night, 25 hours charity stream, and I had people bringing drama in my chat.
Well, I mean, I did advise you though. I did say, like, if you're under attack like you were, and on the radar as you are, then you are going to get that on a 24-hour stream. Like, you're opening it up and saying, right, I'm going to be open for 24 hours with a big target on my head. What do you think's going to happen?
True, yeah. But when it's a charity for someone who had passed away, that's a little... Yeah,
these people are like. So were you kind of testing
lack of morals?
Going to come? Was that what it was kind of like? Was it more of a test almost to see if they do it?
I mean, CP,
it wasn't really even a test. It was a family member who passed away for me. So I was just trying to help the family out, and they had to jump in a stream, which was disrespectful in my eyes.
They are. They're disgusting. They are disgusting people. So, Vic, what were you saying?
I'm saying that you bring up drama stuff in people's streams as well.
That's what I was just saying. He was having to go at me about that. That's what he was. But, right, in my defense on that one, right, again, it's another thing that, fair enough, I didn't explain it properly, but another thing that has been misread. So I did that. I did have a go at Evil in one stream. I did it twice, right? I did it right at the end on both times. Well, the first time I did it more. The reason being is he'd ignored me every single step of the way. And it was just unbelievable to me that someone could go around to a friend, like you say, just for shits and giggles. That's his argument. Just for shits and giggles, throw me under the bus, do the things he did, moan about and say that he didn't sacrifice me when he did, because this is how these things go down with these fucking cycles, with these fucking narcs. They sacrifice one. Upgraded. He's upgraded. That's it. He just sees it as that. It's just business to these people. So I'm accused him of that, right? But I've not had chance to do that. He's had stream after stream besmirching my name, sitting in the private chat with fucking Ricardo, stroking his fucking cock, right? All the rest of it, for crying and lying, doing all the fucking Albert shit for fucking days, going and interrupting Red Bull's stream where we were having a laugh, and just making it all about me, and then fucking gaslighting me and saying it's all about you, it's all about you. All this bullshit, so I can't say anything back, right? So I go to one stream and where there's just me and Evil there, because even now, even with everything that was going on with him, I didn't want to publicly have a go at him, right? I didn't want to publicly rip him apart, do any of this shit. I didn't want to like grass him up or any of that shit, especially with Dean and all them lot, right? So I went on this one stream where there was just me and Evil, because he'd ignored the Discord, he'd ignored everything, any of my attempts, bearing in mind the messages that I'd sent him in the Discord prior to any of this kicking off that he'd been doing recently, was just nothing bad, just like total respect for you. I can see you're on a bit of a warpath at the moment. Is there anything we can do about this? You know, real talk. That's what I said to him. Highest level talk. Can we do something about this? I can tell you're on a path to destroy me. What now? That's what I said to him, right? Ignored me. Went and did this shit. So on this one stream, I said that to him, right? I let it out and I said all my pieces to him. He ignored every single comment. So if he had a righteous point to make, or if he had anything to say, then he would have fucking said it. But he just acted as if he didn't know me. Figment of his imagination. Some fucking annoying stand troll from someone like who just turned up, right? That's how he's treating this whole situation. And that's another tactic, another absolute classic mark of how these people work, as I will show. So he can bring his fucking half-assed, half-pint fucking video from the internet, and I will fucking trounce him with actual facts and match them to actual events. So, and this is my thing as well. Who's going to actually go round there more than a couple of times to listen to their same repetitive loop, parrot lies of them crying? They've not got anything new to add to it. So anyway, I went to this stream, said my piece, and like I said, it was just because I knew that no one else, there was only just me and Evil there. I wanted to do the least damage as possible, but I also wanted to speak my mind, as I felt I'd been aggrieved. I also felt he was ignoring me, and I thought it was out of order, and I wanted to snap him out of it a little bit so he could at least just talk to me and then we could move forward. But instead, he acted like a little bitch, took loads of screenshots of it, and went and told tales and cried about it. And it's just, what a fucking disappointment. And that's supposed to be jokes. Right? So then the second time when he came on, I was just laughing about making fucking jokes and just taking the piss out of him in the fucking chat, because I knew he was going to ignore me. I knew he was there. And I was just, by that point, just fucking laughing my ass off. So, like, as if I wasn't going to do that. Like, so, excuse me, do you know what I mean? Like, oh, am I not allowed to be? I'm supposed, he was going, oh, you're a troll, can't you just be a troll? Well, that was me being a troll. You're a troll, Evil, can't you cope? Exactly, Elter can't, but he can't. That's the thing, is he just can't do it. And the thing is with Evil, is that he's only following Ricardo's fucking beat of his drum, isn't he? If you want to come up, Alter count, you're more than welcome to. But yeah, and you can see he's absolutely desperate to do so. And I think he's just undoing his own job. You know, he's doing such a shit job of it.
He's become his worst enemy, pretty much.
He's become Evil's worst enemy. He's become everyone's worst enemy. He's always is everyone's worst enemy. He's a black hole.
Including himself.
I'm sorry. This shit's all going over my head. I don't get how he could hurt anybody. He's just fucking saying words.
It's just
what the fuck's going on?
Like, how does the disease hurt the whole populace? How does one person having cancer affect a whole family? You know,
but that's way different than some idiot somewhere
on the internet
talking shit. I don't get it.
On the internet, yeah, we've got.
It's like you say that you were sacrificed. You said you were sacrificed, right? But what happened to you? Nothing. You're still here.
Okay.
How many viewers do you have?
I'm strong.
You're doing good.
Attempted sacrifice. Okay, yeah. So they're spinning it like it's this pathetic sacrifice thing. But no, I was talking about how it goes in that sort of narcissistic cycle, and they have to individuate from you, and it's like they have to do it. It's a process they have to do. Evil knew he was going to do it. He told me that he knew it was going to happen. Like, he's denying it now, but he knew this was going to happen. He knows this. And in real life, when this happens with these people, they just go. don't they? They just go on to the next fucking host, or they go into another family, or they go into another village, or they go into another fucking pub. You know, it's like it just another friendship group. It doesn't matter, right? But when it's here, he knew that wouldn't happen this time. So he was like trying, and he bless him, and this is why I've got a lot of time for him. He was trying to, and it's not easy, and it is a natural fucking thing that happens, and I've done it before in the past. It's just, it's like that flipping, that switching mechanism. It can happen, and he was trying really hard not to do it. He understood that we had to, we were living, and we were trying to understand each other and trying to get through that shit. But Ricardo just gave it that offer he couldn't refuse. Do you know what I mean? It was like, even if it was unwritten, I don't think he took him to one side and was like, "Oh, listen up, Evil. We're going to get her out if we just do this." No, not at all. Not at all. It's all like unsaid. Ricardo knew that Evil was ripe for the picking, because he's a fucking predator and he knows that shit when he sees it. Evil's just ready to be
I think you're
picked.
giving him way too much credit. I think
you're giving predators too much credit, right? Remember, we are all animals. It's a natural instinct. It just depends what you put your points into during your life. If you've had lots of bad things happen to you and you're massively defensive, you could either be a victim or you could end up being a bit more of a predator, a defensive predator, like a scorpion with a big sting in your tail.
Right.
That's
but
all.
What I'm saying is none of this has really affected you, other than
But that's not. It doesn't stop them trying it. No, that's the point. But it doesn't stop them doing it. That is what's happening. It doesn't matter. So, it's a weak attack.
So let them flail their arms around all they want.
Yeah. Okay.
So it doesn't mean anything to me.
So, yeah, I know. But what am I supposed to just not say anything about it and just let them do
you
it?
can say something about it. Sure, you're doing that now, and that's that.
That's it. Well, that's it. That's all I'm doing. I'm just talking about it. That's it. I'm not trying to change it or anything. Do you know what I mean? It's all apart from the Save Evil Streams campaign. But no, it's just, like I've said to you, my outcome of it is just like, I've got fucking fibre twigs for days on this shit. Let them carry on. Seriously. Because to me, it's fucking amazing, because it's just, honestly, Ricardo's pulling out all the stops. He's trying to fucking... Now then, Harold, this is a Ricardo...
No, he will not be a dad because he will not be chosen as a mate.
You what? You what, Vic?
I said Queef will never be a dad because he will never be chosen as a mate.
No, he's been and gone. He's just a fucking he's a disappointment. He's let himself down. What does it go like? You've let your society down. You've let your family down. But worst of all, you've let yourself down, and you've let your sperm down.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Darius Truxton looks like a botched fucking cloning.
Exactly.
Looks like they took him out of the oven too early.
Exactly, mate. Exactly.
He looks like a fucking...
The evidence is there. That's what I'm saying. On to count. It's like all I'm doing is pointing out the evidence because they're presenting it to me. So that's the thing as well, Vic. How beautiful is this? I've said this to someone else earlier today. It's like an actual case study right in front of my eyes of people who I know very, very well, of like something which is related to me, where they are going in on me in the most ridiculously narcissistic way, the pair of them, in a massive fucking binary star system that's spinning around on top of itself, on top of our Discord with all my mates, on top of this fucking community with all these people who I know. It's the most perfect fucking narcissism case study I've ever been fucking delivered in my life. And also I can stand to watch it. It's much better than Dean. Dean's just boring.
True enough. I'll give you that. I'll give him that.
It's like
he is way more watchable.
Yeah, so that's the way I'm looking at it. And so they're all like they say what they want. When I say, oh, they're doing this and they're doing that, it's more...
Technically, isn't anybody more watchable than Dean, though?
Even I'm more watchable. And I'm bad.
So, on to you, Hyatt, since you're here. Hello. Sorry I had to keep you waiting for a bit. But,
you're good.
Questions. So...
I have no clue what's been going on. I've been dealing with
children from the McDonald's play place. I'm assuming that's a lie.
Yeah, man. I've been burying my head into Fruity Loops and fucking playing some games. I'm not paying attention to all this shit.
Right? I have my own drama I'm dealing with. Like, I'm getting stalked on the fucking internet, and that's the only thing I'm worried. Like, that's the only stress I want to deal with. That's why I haven't been jumping on much streams lately.
Right, well, I'll let you tell your story in a second. We'll address Mantis's points because I think they're very short. He says you're a content thief. Oh, yeah?
What do you steal? I'm a content thief as well. Don't worry.
I know. It depends if they've called me a content thief before. I know this guy's called me a content thief before, haven't you?
Content thief. That's funny. That's a first. You know, everything's edited at home and done myself, but I guess I'm a content thief.
I stole the Led Zeppelin guitar riff today, and I'm quite proud of it.
Concept. Because it's about, like, it's like the big collaboration of art. It's like the quantum foam and the fucking fractal, everything interacting with each other. And what's the point in having collaboration if you can't do that?
Man. Hey, man, I just make stuff for me. That's it.
Exactly. You want to talk about actual content thievery. Look at what Dean did. Look at what Queen did. He literally stole my videos and re-uploaded them.
Yeah,
That's content theft.
I mean, don't they always do that? Don't they always do exactly what they accuse others of doing? It's always the same story.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Because they only have one frame of reference, and that's themselves. So they put that frame onto everybody else that they encounter, and they think that everybody else is like them. So that's where we get the projection from.
Pretty much.
So that's that.
Jeez, that's a lot of destroyers in one match. But yeah, no. When they say that, I'm laughing my ass off because like I know how much content thievery they've done themselves.
Was that Queef looks? Oh, it looks like he was. Yeah, he looks like a botched fucking. They tried to. It looks like they tried to clone Pee Wee Herman, but they fucking took him out too early.
Oh my god, I can see it.
He looks like Pee Wee Herman with Down syndrome.
Oh, that's bad.
Yeah. Anyways, I don't steal content. I steal male virginities like Ricardo. Nice. I need to look up how to accessibility on my phone because I'm dumb. Okay. You do that. Hyatt is a failed content creator. What do you have to say to that?
I don't know about that one.
All right.
Because if I remember right, the 800 sub channel that got taken down by false copyright strikes was doing better than Teen's big channel. So I don't know what that has anything to do with anything.
Right. At least on par, you know.
Exactly. Like.
Yeah. I mean, and is this something that you're trying to do as like a side hustle or something like that?
I'm trying to get into it a little more now that I'm monetized on multiple locations. So I was like, you know what? Why not make something out of it?
Cool. That's cool.
Very good point.
So you're doing your thing.
Pretty much.
That's it. So, you know, it doesn't matter what these people can't take that away from you, and we can't take whatever they have away from them. You know,
exactly.
This is all just hot air. It's all just hot air. You come on here and you can say whatever the fuck you want. You know, I can come up with any stories that I want and just spout it off into the void. And, you know, maybe some people will believe it. Maybe some people won't. It doesn't really matter too much.
Pretty much.
No, honestly, since this has happened, since Evil really did own it, he owned his position instead of hiding and constantly doing this weird shit. And then I was free, and it just completely changed everything. And I don't give a shit. But they are, and it's the irony is that they're just spinning it like you do give a shit, but they don't have anything on me. It's like,
And that's how it's always going to be. CPE. You'll notice they'll try to grab something, and there's nothing really they can grab. So they try to make up everything they can to try to make you look worse than you really are.
Right. But like I always say, a house with the foundation built on sand will fall apart. Meaning,
Mhm.
if you build your foundation of lies, that shit will disintegrate. You know what I mean?
Pretty much.
So you just have to keep on being yourself, and you will outlive the lies.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
I had to make a decision as well. I had to do that. I had to make that decision. I was just like, I'm just going to move forward in the light. I was like, what do I do? I came up with all these ideas of trolling them and stuff to do with alt accounts and little Machiavellian things that I could have done. And then I was like, oh, fuck that shit. Just walk in the light.
Yeah. The only thing you could do is to be happy with yourself. If you can, accept who you are, then nobody can touch you. That's like a bulletproof vest.
Yeah, it really is. And like it happened with today when they've tried to say that I called you a traitor, and I was like, yeah, probably did. But it doesn't matter because we're mates and I've already talked to you about it. We've dealt with it.
Right.
Fine. And like, what can you say? He calls me everything.
I had a point. Actually, I had a point for bringing that up because, you're wrong about that. So what makes you so sure about other people? You know what I mean? Like sometimes maybe
because
I'm
not sure because I go on the behaviors. So I'll react to a behavior that happens. I try to judge the behavior, not the person. So I might be wrong about the behavior, but it's based on something that's happened, which I might have judged wrongly, but it will be based on something that's happened. So I'll then reassess the situation with new information, and then I'll see the real outcome because there's a basis for it. You know what I mean? There's a behavior.
Right. I guess there's nothing wrong with speculating. That's what they do, right? They make up stuff.
Yeah,
and,
but it's not just
Ricardo
like
does that. He'll just go off in a tangent and make up like crazy connections and say wild shit. And
there's a massive difference between addressing a behavior that you've got a problem with a friend and just hating on them or reacting as if they are hating on you. And in the past, I did react as if people were hating me because I felt like they were, because Evil was in the middle of it and he was hating me. So it was like all that extra energy felt like it was going through him. So it was like it was all getting tainted and stuff. But I still maintained my communication with the friends. And I think through that saved it, because it meant that like Evil knew that we could try and at least live parallel to each other or coexist, in a decent
right.
And we both tried, we did, but it was just too much for him. Once, I think what pushed him over the edge was when Lima came on that stream, because that's the timing. The timing just goes with it. After Lima came on that stream for the first time, that's when it all just went weird with Evil. It just started getting weirder and weirder. Yeah. I could be completely wrong. Do you know what I mean? And like I say, I'm not like that. I don't believe in anything. I'm open-minded to everything, but there's all possibilities.
Right.
And that's all it is. They're the ones who have to sign up their identity to every fucking thing.
Right.
Yeah. Jesus Christ.
I did see the Daoshin streams, and I think they're great. I think they're unique. And, it's like a stream of consciousness thing he's doing. It's pretty fucking interesting. I want him to do more. Oh, yeah. It was widely incoherent and, like, fever dreamish. Exactly what you would imagine a Daoshin stream to be. And I'm here for it.
Cool, I'll check it out at some point. I will.
Yeah.
When it comes to this stuff with Ricardo, yeah, exactly. Yeah, definitely. And as well, it's about entrainment. I forgot what he called it. I'll do it on one of the fiber twigs. I will do it. It's all about entrainment and a bit of brainwashing as well. And it's really bizarre. It's a whole thing. And it's all to do with the animal kingdom. It's nothing to do with him being some fucking psychic mind reader or any of that. Any more than a fucking chameleon is a psychic mind reader, or a fucking snake is a psychic mind reader. They're all, things that mimic things are a psychic mind reader. They're not. They're just animals eating other animals. That's all it is. I don't think Ricardo is autistic. I don't think he is.
No, Ricardo is not autistic.
I'm probably more autistic than he is.
Yeah, I think you probably are.
Thank you.
I do. No, it's like it's just on the scale and stuff. Like, yeah.
It's all
Even
good.
I'm fucking more autistic than I'm Ricardo. And I'm
Aren't we all though?
fucking evil says he's
I think
autistic,
so.
which is absolute bullshit. Like he is just so not autistic. Like I work with people with autism. It's like that's my fucking scientific speciality, but not like obviously I just work with people. I'm not like I know fuck all about autism really. I've done a couple of courses, but really I'd be very surprised if Evil came up as autistic, in my opinion. Ricardo possibly a little bit more so, but he's just not. He's just obsessive. There's a very different thing. Human beings, all these reactions in autism are just the same as any other reaction that any human being would have. It's just the stimulus is different.
Well, the one thing I like about that I appreciate from autistic people is their bluntness, and they say exactly what's on their mind, and they're not going to
Yep. I love
sugarcoat
that.
it. Yeah, they're brutally honest, which is which is great because you cannot really know where you stand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it challenges you with the questions, especially with the kids. Sometimes I'll just ask those questions, and it's great. It's really good to talk about that stuff. So, and it really challenges your reactions sometimes.
The thing is, if more people were honest, the world wouldn't be where it's at today.
Yeah, but I mean, sometimes honesty. Sometimes you have to be careful with that stuff.
Oh, really? Now?
I mean, I think people kind of get scared of the truth sometimes.
People do get scared of the truth. Yes. You'll find that people will get, like, if you bring up like an actual fact, you'll find people that will get really offended really quickly about it.
Well, I mean, if it makes them feel like less than, or if they're, something sensitive to them, then yeah, they're going to
that's right.
feel some kind of way about it. But I think that's why it's important to accept who you are.
Pretty much.
It's the foundation of.
Right, he is. That's what he is. He's a chamois leather and turtle. He's made of chamois leather and turtle wax. That's he's like Jack Nicholson at the end of Witches of Eastwick, but made out of chamois leather and turtle wax and bones, hollow, dry, sucking bones that are very, very porous, like a biscuit. They go soggy in the night. Hey, Lewis. Greetings, Lewis.
Hi, sweetie. How are you?
I'm all right. Nice to have you on here. Who'd have thought it?
Yeah, no. It's actually too good to be true.
I know, it's very cool. Yeah.
Welcome.
Well, yeah.
What's going on, Vic? I heard you having a conversation about something a minute ago.
A hot conversation?
Yeah.
About what?
About the truth, and you're right. You're 100% right about that. The truth. People are scared to hear about the truth.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But that's why it's important to accept who you are, so that the truth can't really hurt you because you have already accepted those hard truths.
I actually have a history of that sort of thing. Like you just really kind of like reawakened my mindset, because for years I was really trying to convince these close personal friends of mine, guys I went to school with. I was really trying to get in their heads that they should really stay away from this other guy who was doing terrible things to animals and who was actually sexually abusing women. I actually had friends that were close to another guy like that, but they wouldn't believe me.
Yeah.
It kind of hurts when that sort of thing happens.
They won't listen to it, and it's true what you say. And I'll go back to that question that I've been harping on about that Altacount said, which was like all those like fucking Darius coming out as like that much of a creep. It's not that much of a fucking surprise when it came out, and then it's like you look back and go, well, how did we all ignore that for all that time, that he was that much of a creep, and everyone just kind of like let it go, let it slide. And people were saying it. People were saying he was a giant creep. Same thing, and no one listened.
Right, but I think the audience that he has accrued is acceptable of those type of behaviors because
Exactly.
they're close to that sort of mindset themselves.
Those guys are now because it's all been trimmed down to those guys. But before it was like loads of people, loads of different types of people.
And CP, I have to commend you, you know, for finally knocking the ball out of the park with Ricardo. I mean, it's the same thing with Ricardo because it really comes as no surprise that he was indeed, you know, a jackass, and so was Evil. It doesn't come as a surprise that both those guys are like that, and Evil doesn't know anything about loyalty.
I don't know.
For the last 2 years, I've actually pointed out how he doesn't know anything about loyalty and he doesn't know anything about integrity. And everything he's complaining about you for, he's doing the exact same thing himself, and he's done it for the last couple of years as well.
He has, but I would say that he has got, from my experience, he has got integrity. It's just
that would be my question. What do you base that on? Because I mean, I've always felt loyalty from him.
Yeah,
I'm basing that on personal experience. You know why? Because he would say that, you know, we're cool, right? It's all water under the bridge, you know, with whatever we had going on in the past. But then he goes on a stream and starts complaining about me some more, thinking I'm talking shit about him, which I never did.
Same thing. That's exact same
thing. Evil kind of goes by what other people tell him most of the time, and they kind of like, you know, mess with his mind.
Yeah, that is the exact same thing, and it's true that, you know, he has done that so many times, and that was my big thing about this, is that they all said they were all right with me, and then they came back and did that, saying that I've been talking about Ricardo this time. It was like this cock and bull story that I've been talking about Ricardo, but it's the same fucking thing. Fucking hell, come up with something new, innit? How long ago was he doing that on you? Like 2 years ago?
Yeah, for 2 years and counting. Like all this manifestation, it has really, you know, corrupted his judgment. And now he thinks that I can't even come on a stream like this without having Dean coach me. And CP, even you know that Dean doesn't coach me with anything. I'm not creative. I'm not creatively bankrupt like these guys are. I have a mind of my own. I have a very intricate mind of my own.
I agree. Definitely agree. And there's no need for Dean to coach you because you already came with Dean. That's my point. Is like you're in a different place to the other ones, in my opinion. He does coach people. Don't get me wrong. I massively think he coaches people, but I just don't think he bothers with. You know, he's not going to do it with you. You guys are like more like on a slightly different plane, I'd say, than those other people.
No, absolutely not. And just so you know, a lot of people are aware, I've actually disagreed more with Dean than I've ever agreed with him on anything. Like me and Dean, we definitely have our share of discrepancies, 100%.
Yeah, well, I don't doubt it. I'm sure you can handle like addressing shit with him a lot better than some of the other guys. Because I've seen that in even just in our little version of it, where you've got people who just want a quiet life, and that's where it starts, isn't it? Like people were saying, oh, we don't want drama in our streams, and that's how you do it. That's what doesn't piss me off, but it's just like with everything else, it makes me laugh. But that one just annoys me because it's just such a simple dampening effect that a weak ass pussy uses when it starts getting too hairy for them, when they start stuff that they can't finish. And then they go, oh, no drama, please. No drama, please. But we're like literally 2 minutes later, creaming off the drama, making a manufacturing drama, having lived on drama for 2 fucking years.
And coming up with straw man arguments.
Yeah. Oh, man. It's been on level of straw man arguments.
What's an example of a straw man argument?
What, an example of one from this situation?
Or yeah.
I can think of one.
Go on.
You want to know what's the perfect example of a straw man argument they always, you know, want to roll with? They always want to bring up the views. The views is always their go-to straw man argument, especially with any of us. Especially with guys like Evil, who says that he doesn't care about the views, but all he brings up is views, and all he cries about is views. So that to me is a straw man argument.
Them saying that I'm having a meltdown is one, but that's part of a bigger thing as well. It's part of a narrative. It's part of the whole thing that they're trying to spin on me and like disparaging me, making my voice down pushing down.
And calling me a lapdog too. Calling me a lapdog when I literally proved that I wasn't when I came on Ricardo's stream on my own and pretty much gave him the public beat down of a lifetime. All three of them, Ricardo, Ed, and Carla. I did that all by myself. And Ricardo didn't even have the cojones to put me on a stream until he felt safe enough to do it. He had to have Ed and Carla on there, his insurance policy on there.
Yeah, exactly. And then just standing there and accusing you of being a pussy or whatever while he stood there crying behind two people. You're just like, you can't argue with that. You can't say anything.
Oh, yeah. I mean, exactly. I will say that you can't call a guy a pussy if he came up against three of his criticizers.
There's so many straw man shit. It's like them saying about, like, even, but it's all double up. It's all multi-use. So, like I say, there's a thing about saying that I've got a meltdown, but that also serves the purpose of gaslighting at the same time as distracting it completely from the discussion that I'm having. You know, there's just so many of them. And they rely entirely on them and entirely at this point, and this is the disappointing thing, on personal attacks, like little generic, and this all comes from fucking Ricardo, because Evil is higher quality than that. Evil had much better attacks, much better tailored sort of stuff, but he's just going along with Ricardo and this flabby-brained parroting, just going around with his, it's just, oh God, it's just literally got a mental health issue and he's wanking all over the place. And it's like, that does not make for good comedy or good content or good lies. So eventually they will run out of lies and they will get boring. And then what?
They'll have nothing.
Yeah. It's like I always say, man, go tell the mayor. Go tell everybody you're fucking whatever you want to say. I don't give a fuck. I'm me. I'm me, and I can never be anything other than me. So whatever you want to say about it, that's your opinion. Keep your opinion to yourself. I don't give a fuck. Or you can go tell everybody else. I don't give a fuck.
Right.
That's my take.
That's fair enough. It's fair enough.
I just think these guys they're just two halves of the whole idiot.
That's a good one. Yeah, well, I think it activated something. When they met, it activated something. I think it brought Ricardo out of his hiding, because I reckon he's been in hiding for a long time. I reckon he was a collapsed narcissist and then covert. And then I had reason to believe, someone pointed out to me, when I first ran into Ricardo, literally the first stream I had with Ricardo, someone told me that he was a covert narcissist waiting in the grass to strike me. That wasn't any of you guys. That was someone else. And I chose to take it on, and I knew that he was, but I just kind of was like, oh, he's not that bad. He's not that bad. He's all right. And he's funny. But I was an idiot. I was an absolute fucking idiot.
Well, you know, I think for Ricardo, I think a lot of the issue is that he's got that resentment. It's like Darius. He's got that resentment towards women. Whatever happened to him with his ex, and I don't care what the fuck he did and what, you know, why he came to America, whatever. I don't give a shit. But there's definitely something there that can contribute to him being some sort of like MGTOW guy. Even if he doesn't identify that way, he might, you know what I mean, have that harbor that resentment.
So here's another one that's just unbelievable, and this is like just shows how Evil's like had to, and it's easy for him to do so with his drinking and stuff, to step into this fantasy world of Ricardo's, because now he doesn't feel the need to even try and marry up the paper trail that's left clearly on the internet that he's been part of his own story arc. He thinks that because he deletes his streams, that the whole internet deletes maybe every time, and that nothing, you know, he's got into that thing where he can say what he wants on his streams. It don't matter, does it? Because he just deletes them afterwards. He can slag me off as much as he wants because I'm asleep, and he deletes his stream straight afterwards. So it's like, it's fine. But he thinks that he's like fucking, what's his name? Cartman, when he's got the fucking golden ticket. You know what I mean? He's
Are you talking about Ricardo or Evil? Because I never hear. I only watch, like, most of the streams that I watch are Evil, and I never hear him talking shit about you.
Oh, that's all right. I'm just saying that I think he thinks. Well, no, I'm not talking about that. No, I'm talking about. So Ricardo's been saying, "Oh, what fire happened to you?" and what's all this stuff, and Evil's acting like I've come out of the blue to this beautiful, lovely person, Ricardo, who I've got no reason to have a go at him or anything like that. Not knowing that, not even interacting. Like, it's like 3 or 4 times this has gone on now, and even just in the time that's just happened, like Evil just decided to go to Ricardo halfway through because he was having a mare and feeling shaky and all weird and emotional. And because he's got his thing with me, that in some way was reflected on me. And then Ricardo, you know, with his hatred of women, managed to get him in the private chat or whatever, or just work on him like, oh, come on, bros before hoes, and I'll be your shoulder to cry on, or whatever it was. Or whatever he was pissed off about, do you know what I mean? And he just managed to get him. And it's just, and then Evil's just forgotten about the time when Ricardo attacked me and Ron out of the blue. When Ricardo threw us all under the bus to go to Darius and was really hateful about all of us. When Ricardo sat there and me and Evil sat and listened to all that shit. And it was just blatantly when fucking Evil and Ron were talking about Ricardo, and he's there going, fucking CPE, Ricardo, I wasn't there. And even Ron and Evil were saying that. When Ricardo went off because I let Alter Count come on the panel, and then he's crying in this stream just got about how I'm a crybaby and going, oh, I'm a woman.
Right. You know, I agree with you there, because then when Alter Count came on the screen, he got triggered as fuck.
Yeah, he just wants
and
to.
It's like. And he accused you of it's the same thing again. People accusing others of their own fucking bullshit.
Exactly, because it's the best way to hide from it, isn't it? So like he's then saying, oh, you make it all about you. It's like, I don't have any reason to make it all about me. I've got my own fucking Fiber Twix stream that I do once a day, and that's it. I don't have any reason to make fuck all about me. All I ever do is fucking defend against people who are making their shit on me. And then they're trying to fucking do that. You know what I mean?
Right.
But I'm just going to leave you guys for 1 second. I'm going to go into tarot cards, because we'll be doing that in a bit.
Oh, man, I've been thinking of picking up those Persona tarot cards now, ever since we talked about that. Because they look fucking awesome. And they're not too expensive.
You really know what that is, though, right? That whole thing with Evil and Ricardo. I consider it to be two kindred spirits finally connecting.
Well, hey, you know what? If they want to be buddies, then that's up to them. That's their prerogative. You know what I mean? Like, I already decided that I am not going anywhere.
Here's what I think, though, Vic. I think they kind of want to be more than just buddies.
Okay.
I mean, Ricardo did say to Evil that he wishes he lived closer to him.
Oh, really?
Oh God, Ricardo as well. He's just got no shame. So this is one last thing I'll say.
I mean, you want to talk about shame? I mean, well, look at this chat. They have no shame whatsoever. They do the same thing Ricardo does, projecting their insecurity and homosexuality onto other men and paying close attention to what other men do online. But that's their problem, not mine, and it doesn't trigger me one bit.
Good. That's it. It's a challenge to all of us being on this one, because I don't censor this chat really. It's only if fucking Dean turns up spamming or puts one of his bots on that I'll get rid of him. But other than that, it's like it's pretty much open, and anyone who comes on the panel and fucking sits and takes it, I think is fair play to him.
But they won't do it though. They don't want the beating I gave Ricardo, fucking Ed, and Carlos bitch ass.
Well, the thing is,
but that whole thing with resenting women. Do you know why they resent women? It's because they can't get any.
Or they've been wrong. Do you know what I mean? Like, who knows what happened in the past? Who knows why
Ricardo left this country?
Yeah, or why he left his ex or whatever.
But that sort of thing is still kind of built on that same level of bitterness, though.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's Darius. Darius oozes with that same sort of thing. It's like, you know, I've heard him in the past talking about whenever
Ed lives in a beautiful tropical climate, you know, where there's women everywhere. Trust me, I've been there. I've been to the Dominican Republic. There's women, you know, out the yin yang over there, and he can't get any one of them, so he has to come online for a female interaction.
But how do you know that? You don't know that. That's not based on anything. That's purely speculation.
That is not the case. Yeah, there is plenty of women.
We kind of see it. I mean, if I was living in DR, I wouldn't be online at all. And Ricardo, the reason why he resents women is because, well, he's a gay guy who left a woman for 3 other men.
When you said that, Lewis,
that's exactly what Ricardo does. You know what I mean? It's like, that's not based on anything. That's just, you're just spouting off nonsense.
Pretty much.
Maybe that's just me going by face value.
Sure.
I mean, we can
You
do
know.
that. I mean,
But I'm just saying
we
that
do that
that's
on
you know
here.
that's exactly what Ricardo does. So like you're doing the same thing.
I mean, everyone's doing
Here he is,
the
look.
exact thing.
Well, not everybody.
I mean,
Wanted to
pretty
make
much, you know,
himself relevant at all costs because he wouldn't have any. Look at him straight away in linking into someone else. He can't just come in. I don't come in linking straight into someone else. This is narc behavior straight up. Even just this just shows how narky he is because he has to come in and hide behind Ron and show his alignment with this very small little movement and hide behind it and try and do your fucking divide and conquer, isn't it? But you're never going to do it. That's the thing, Ricardo, because these are actually my friends and you did actually come in late. So you are fucked. You can't get in a Rizzler between me and them lot. So go on. Just because you've done it with Evil because he was in a weakened state, you think you're getting really giddy. You're getting giddy as a kipper, mate. And I've seen it. I saw you getting giddy as a kipper when you saw this is the thing. You've got your little strategy, but then when it gets going, you get so excited by your own success because you don't have much success in your life. So the tiniest little bit sets you off. So you just can't handle it anymore. And then you show your ass and you just take too much. And that's probably why you got kicked out of Brazil. Because what happened is...
Kicked out? What do you mean?
Well, you would, wouldn't you? Jesus Christ, you don't want anything like that in your gross national product. You know. So...
can I answer...
can we kick him out of the States then?
Don't send him to Canada. Come on.
We could technically send him to Canada. Come on now.
All right, but he has to go to Hamilton.
He can go hang out with a Canadian gamer or
no,
Darius.
He wants to hang out with Darius, so he can go to Hamilton. I'll pick him up at the airport and drop him off in Hamilton. No problem. I'm here for you, Brad.
Did you have something to say, Lewis?
Oh, I just wanted to answer Rebel's question, if that's okay.
Yeah.
Rebel now believes that Dean has flushed me. I mean, if Dean has flushed me, then, well, you know, life goes on. What can I tell you? Life goes on. I wouldn't cry about it, you know. You know, you live to fight another day.
That's right. Warning what?
You see,
I mean, this is all nonsense.
Does that pretty much shut down all those theories about me being Dean's personal gopher?
No, it won't.
It probably won't. But
They're going to go on thinking what they think. Come on. People don't change.
Like Lewis, you know how he operates people. And it's like with certain people, I will take that. What I said was that you came in as his sort of support. You know, I used to call it the Renfield. You came in as his Renfield originally with Courtney. Or you might be beginning, because I'll admit it, like I've been Evil's Renfield. Do you know what I mean? And I've been fucking Ricardo's Renfield as well, to a point. It happens. You end up supporting people and not knowing.
All I ever did was do the same thing you all did, you know, as well. We just showed up in Dean's chat and that was it.
Yeah, exactly.
That's all it was. I don't know about this whole Renfield talk. It
just does that whole divide and conquer thing. You can't play with other people. You can't do this. You can't do that. And he just starts co-opting people. Or can I use your channel to do my streams? Can I have your StreamYard hours to do my fucking rants? You know what I mean? For hours and hours and hours and just takes over. Everything's flavored with him. That's what I mean. It's like he flavors everyone with his shit. He can't just be there. He can't just do his own thing and then let everyone else do their own thing. He has to fucking shit all over everyone else. That's my thing. You know. So
yeah, you know, it wasn't exactly all, you know, restrictions and guidelines, you know, that we had to follow, you know, like you think you did, because we just had common interests, you know, we just had common interests with one another, you know, I did something that Dean liked and he would go along with it. Dean did something that I like, you know, and I would go along with it as well, you know. It's all having, you know, a like-minded, mindset.
Yeah. I understood that up to a point, but the same was happening in the Herbies, and I was still being controlled a little bit, and no one was intentionally doing it. I'm not saying that Evil is a bad person. He's really not. I don't think he is. I don't agree with people when they say he's not a good person. I think he is a good person. I think because he's being manipulated by Ricardo because he's a good person. Like, I'm not saying he's like 100% a good person because no one here is. Do you know what I mean? It's like
Exactly.
he's a troll, you know, but like he's all right. He's not.
But you know,
Okay,
it's like the same. I kind of have the
pretty much-
same thing. It's
Ed
like
pretty much had problems. He pretty much had his own problems long before Ricardo. It's been well documented.
everyone's got their own problems, haven't they?
yeah, exactly. But it's like I'm on the opposite end there as Lewis. Like he's saying, you know, he gets along with Dean and they have common interests and stuff. And it's like for me, fucking Evil's been great to me.
Yeah,
He watches movies with me in the fucking Discord, and
But
we
he
have a great time. We have a lot of laughs. It's
There
a
is
blast.
even it was a lot smaller than I would imagine it was at Dean's, and you didn't see it, and that's why I'm bringing it up because maybe Lewis didn't see it, but I saw what was happening with Evil, and it was nothing. It was absolutely nothing. All it was is you could tell when he was having a good day, and you could tell when he was having a bad day, and it reflected in the Discord, and it reflected on the streams, it reflected everywhere, and that's all it was, and it was nothing major. Forever and ever and ever, amen. It was nothing major. It was fine. We're all different, and we all accept each other. And I'm sure it was the same for me. I'm sure it was the same for any of us. Maybe all of our moods affected it.
Right. And you know what? I'm gonna be completely honest. It just happened to be you guys. Like it could have easily been somebody else, or like it was CPE and Evil and that took me in and got to know me. It could have easily been somebody else that was like befriended me, and then I'd be on their side. Like, so you know what I mean? I have that bond with these guys because they took me in and they took the time to befriend me. So I think I will always have that loyalty.
Well, I appreciate that, but I bonded with those guys because they were the creative side, and they were interesting creative side. They weren't just ripping shit out of people all the time. And when they were, it was in a creative, trollish way, and it was all about the Amico. So I was just like, it was musical, it was creative, it had variation, and we were all in it together at the time, weren't we, Lewis? I mean, you were there as well. But then all of a sudden, some people just cannot play nice with others, and it's all in the Sam Vakning shit. It really is. It's all about jealousy. It's all envy. It's all about. It's down to these childish reactions that you have got inside. Everyone's got them inside them, and you just have to grow up and challenge them. And if you don't, it can take over. And so you get these envious reactions, and so people can just blow up and have this fucking explosion just to shut people down, without even realizing that they're doing it, or like just doing the cold shoulder or whatever, without even realizing that they're doing it, because they know it has an effect. It's like when you see a kid and they're just doing the emotional manipulation to try and get you to do something. It's just that on a bigger scale, on a digital level, and with grown adults. That's all it is, in my opinion.
I mean, I don't know. Like that's going over my head because I don't look at things that way. I do my own thing, and it's contrary to popular belief, I do my own thing, and I don't care about any. I have the blinders on, and I just pay attention to my own self, what I'm doing.
Exactly. Yeah. Same here.
Well, I've put the link up, but I'm going to. We've got 20 minutes, and then I'm packing it in because I'm going to keep these down to 2 hours so that they keep nice and to the point. And I'm going to do some tarot at this point. So does anyone want a actual reading? That goes for the panel or the chat. Silence. Anyone?
I've got many readings so far.
Do you want one?
I will actually say this because you gave a reading for the Herbie Derbies a few weeks ago that we were going to be strong and this and that turned out to be a lie.
No, it worked out right. If you look back on it, no, it was right. And then the Tower falling and the Two of Cups. Yeah, man, that was rolling there. It was all in there. Oh my God, that 10 of Cups, Tower, 2 of Cups, that fucking hell. And then that was real. The Tower has been in. The one that was on the taboo the other day, Don Kingsley's with the devil, and I was like, oh shit, the devil, oh shit, the devil. People who asked for that fucking reading, and I could feel it. I knew it was him. And he was like, yes, the devil.
Oh, remember when I told you that you did a reading for me, and then I fucking went in my parking lot. I found a tarot card, and it was the fucking same one from my reading. That was wild.
What was
That
that?
was wild. It was the 5 of Cups or whatever.
5 of Cups. I'm sure it came up again. That that came on, or maybe it was the 4 of Cups. Because when we were doing the taboo, I'm sure that one came up, and I was like, "That's the one from that's the one from Vic's Car Park."
Yeah.
The devil, I just saw it as I was shuffling then. I think as far as I'm concerned, Ricardo's allowed in the chat, even though he's a piece of shit. Like, he's a liar. He needs to get his lies from somewhere. So I'm sure I'll be interested to see what he comes up with. I mean, he lets me in his chat, so why shouldn't I let him in my chat?
Yeah, it's only fair. It's only fair.
I see he still has that wrench too. I mean, is that okay?
Oh yeah, he's got a wrench. Until he starts misbehaving with it, I could be.
I just want to tell you that.
Actually, no, you're right there. You shouldn't have that because he might start messing about. I don't know how to take it off though. Can I just trust you, Ricardo, not to be a bell
He'll
end?
be fine. He'll be fine.
Yeah.
Can you actually trust Ricardo though?
No, but I might be able to trust him in this. If not, I can undo the damage that he does. If he does, you know what I mean. It's not the end of the world. I'm shuffling.
Fair.
So I will do a pass. Do you want reading?
I really don't think you want to trust anyone with a track record of lying the way this guy has.
No, I wouldn't. But if he does ban anyone, I can't.
I would say he's more of an exaggerator than a liar.
Oh mate,
he just kind of exaggerates things.
I thought that too, but Ricardo,
for comedic effect.
There was a big lie. I know, but that's why it took me a day to work out what the fuck had happened at Red Bulls, because it was a blatant, full-on lie.
Wait, Vic. You want me to give my honest opinion? I think he's a little bit of both. He's an exaggerative liar.
Okay, I'll accept that.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think when he's on form, what fell out? Oh, the 9 of Wands fell out. Hiding. But when he's on form and when he's trying to put his, normal position apart together, that's just embellishment. That's just funny. That's just trolling. But then that hides what I've seen, just the level of it. I really did. That's why I did that thing where I said, I'll go in on Ricardo rather than Dean, because then I can stop him from attacking me as well as Dean. And then that's when Ricardo hatched his plan to say, oh yeah, it's just, that's it. We'll not say anything to you anymore. Mission accomplished. You know what I mean? Like, and then all the while knowing that within a few short hours, he'd created a whole lie and a potential, following up set of actions, which would create the, whatever's happened here.
Remember when Cody Bell asked Ricardo to bark like a dog? Yeah, and he didn't do it, so therefore he didn't get his channel back.
Yeah, well, that was that was
that much integrity.
Fucked up.
Or dignity.
That's the same shit. That's the same dark shit, in my opinion. That's just not my preference.
So, back to Dean for a minute. Like, regardless of what your opinions are with the guy, I just think that the reason why you guys say the things you say about him is because he said a lot of things that a lot of you didn't like.
No, mate, it's because he decided to wank all over this community. He came in as a fucking chameleon, late. He's pretending that he's been here for years. To everyone who's new, who's coming in, he hides behind everyone else's fucking content and jokes. He's got nothing of himself. He doesn't make anything himself. Yes, he makes a load of cringeworthy fucking try-hard shit, but he doesn't make anything real himself. Everything he does is a copy. It's either a fake voice, a fake fucking copy of someone else, a fake copy of someone else's fucking content, a fake fucking son, a fake fucking channel. Everything's fucking fake with him. And he's a big fucking gobshy. If he just shut up and get on with it, and then no one would fucking moan at him for his shit content, but because he likes to stomp all over everyone else and stop them from doing shit and literally physically shutting people's channels down so they can't make shit, then he has a knock-on effect on the whole community and stops everybody from having stuff. And we just have much less variety as a result, much less quality. So if the end result of everyone is worse by having Dean around, in my opinion.
I mean, it also seems like everyone has the same grievances towards Dean, and it's always for that same exact reason. And it just
Of
kind
what?
of like it kind of like stems back to the original statement that he might have said a lot of things that a lot of people didn't like. But that's just what I believe. And wait, let me answer what Ricardo says right here. Back to the mom thing. Uh, if that was the case, I would have gladly admitted it, just like how you're failing to admit that you live with 3 roommates and you want evil to be the fourth one.
And Dorshin's getting jealous, Ricardo. Dorshin's well jealous. Right. So anyway, Ricardo.
I'm kind of confused about one other thing though. Why is Carla asking for the link and still not coming up? Like, Carla, if you want me to jump up because you're too scared to come on when I'm on here, I'll gladly jump off for to save a spot. I mean,
no, I don't think Ron's scared. Come on, Ron will come on when he's ready if he can. Sometimes he can't. It's fine.
I mean, Carla with his size and weight, I'm pretty sure he's going to need several spots, to be safe for him.
Yeah, Ron's a big, squishy, fat dwarf. We all know that, don't we, Ron? And you know what? I'm going to get to play your person on Fiber Twig again. See, look at him making it all about him. Making it all about you, Ricardo. Oh, no drama here, Ricardo. You're making it all about you. You've put more than one comment on that chat, Ricardo. So I start crying about it. Ooh, I'm a man. Ooh, I'm a man. Ooh.
I mean, CP, this same guy who said countless times that he would stay away from the drama and comes right back to it a whole 24 hours later.
Well, I mean, that's only
fucking shit, isn't it? That's just the most pathetic shit. You can't even stand behind your own shit.
Pretty much.
Yeah,
and keep her name out of your fucking mouth. She ain't going anywhere near you, you disgusting piece of shit. Right, so I'm going to do these 3 cards and we'll see. So will someone say stop for present for me, please?
Stop.
Okay. And then for... Oh, so, yeah, and then for past, I did it too. Out of past and future.
Stop.
Okay. Oh, my word.
Are you still shuffling?
I've done them.
Oh, you did all 3.
It's a double one. Da, da, da. You won't believe it. Oh, you won't believe it.
Wait, what's the reading about?
I just did the past, present, future for the... Normally it used to be the Herbies, didn't it? But just for the community.
Okay.
And for the past, the devil. And this came up in the taboo, and it was in the future. And I was like, not the devil. And the fucking devil is right here, Ricardo. He has got the devil in him in a very, very big way. The devil right here in the past. We don't even need to go into that one. And then on this one, we've got the Knave of Wands is in the present, which is interesting. So the wands... Let's see if I get my book. I don't think I've got my book. I have to do it without my book. Never mind. But the wands is it's all about creativity and all your intellectual pursuits and things like that. And this one, it's got the Knave of Wands, which means it could be a person, specific person, someone who is possibly what, and it's got an egg with a seed growing out of it. So he's like watching something grow. The Knave of Wands is watching something grow in the present. Now that could be Ricardo watching his little lie growing, watching his things that he's created. It's a knave. It is wands though, but mixed in with the devil, that could be Ricardo. It could be anyone though, because it's anything that you've really created and stuff. So it could be like us here right now, or me, watching this, what's happened. It's seeing not necessarily the fruits of your actions, but watching them just starting to take seed. I would take that as that's probably Ricardo. And then in the future, laziness.
Laziness.
7 of Pentacles. There's a wisdom in that one. Obviously, I'm doing a very truncated version because I can't find my bloody book. I don't know where I put it. But yeah, this guy, from what I remember, is he's satisfied and he's he's kind of left resting on his laurels, complacent. But there's loads of fruit on the tree, but none of it's being picked, sort of thing. But he's sat chilling, he's sat smoking, chilling, sat with a pipe under his tree. None of his fruit's getting picked, but he's got lots of it. And he's sat in a tree with like loads of water around him, which I think would represent a stillness and a peace and a relaxedness in the future. If this is about this situation, I would say that obviously we're all going to get to chill out. Maybe Ricardo will go back into his dormant state in the future. I'm not sure.
Well, I'm definitely going to chill out.
I feel chilled out,
Same.
massively chilled out since everything that's gone on. God, I've like Lewis, thank you for reaching out to me as well. It made a right difference. It really did. After that stream, and I felt like it was just like, oh God, these guys are so pathetic. And then Lewis had reached out to me and said, like, well done for standing up to him. And it's like, I feel so much better for doing it. It's like I just needed to do it so long ago. And
Yeah, of course. I mean, CP, I'm always here if you need reaching out.
Bless you. I appreciate it. Yeah, and it's like, as much as we've had our to's and fro's and stuff, and it was heated at the beginning and stuff, but that's what happens when you like you crack heads together and stuff. And I think we are all creative, we are all artists, we all see it in each other. And there's a load of fucking people who are on the make who are trying to take the art and shit it out and turn it into plastic chopped up drama, not even good drama. And then they don't even stand behind it and say that they do drama. They sit there going, we don't do drama.
Drama pretty much is an art form for some of these people. They just don't know it.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's the only thing that makes them interesting. I know for me, I struggle with doing anything on YouTube because it's like I feel like I don't have anything to say. And what's the thing that I could go to? Oh, maybe I could just go start talking shit about this person or that person, and then I'll start, you know what I mean, getting engagement and this and that. But I'm just not about that, so I'm not gonna do that. So it's like I'm left holding the bag. Like, okay, what am I gonna do? I guess I'm done here. And I've been feeling like that a lot lately.
Well, I'm glad
that
we got to talk today about that before you did, because I mean, that could have happened. You could have just buggered off into the sunset, and I wouldn't have even known for a couple of days because I was too busy having a bit of downtime and a bit of a break. So like,
it's not off the table.
Yeah, well, I'll be dragging you back for random stuff anyway, so there's that.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Like honestly, I just feel like maybe I'm just gonna do I'll just post my music like I used to do, and forget streaming and forget any of this bullshit.
Yeah, I'm thinking of focusing on just game streams myself.
I've not been there.
Sorry?
You can run, but you can't hide, Vic.
What do you mean? I'm hiding. Well, if you want to see it as hiding, then that's fine with me. I don't care.
No, CPE said when she says she'll drag you right back for random strings. Yeah,
I'm always down. I'm always down to collaborate with people. That's what I want. That's the most fun thing I do here. So I mean, having these conversations is what I like the most. I've been doing the game streams, but I'm like really not too into it. Other than that, I don't really feel like I have anything to say.
Come and help me with
I would gladly, more than anything, love to share my artistic insight with others. I mean, if CP is ever down to do a karaoke stream, I mean,
yes, let's do it. Definitely, we'll definitely be in touch about that. Add me on Twitter, Lewis.
It'll be the ultimate collaboration if that happened.
It'd be amazing, and I think we could do other things as well. I think we'll do loads of stuff. Oh, Alter Count's here. Oh, bloody classic. All right, Alter Count.
Hey, what's going on?
Hey up. How you doing?
I'm doing all right.
Good. Yeah, I'm about not long to go.
I just
How's it going out? Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, go on. Alter Count, we're here to listen to you. Oh.
Maybe something happened.
Maybe something else.
You mute yourself?
I don't know. No, I've not muted myself.
Greg D. Herbies.
Oh, there you are.
There you go.
that is exactly what Ricardo is doing. I mean, we're talking about a person who left Brazil and moved to Boston, Massachusetts, whatever the hell he is, 4,000 miles away from his house. What kind of person would leave his family behind like that?
There's a reason, isn't there?
Well,
And then
especially
he
a
lost,
child. I mean,
yeah,
especially a child. I mean, I couldn't imagine not being in my child's life.
Exactly.
You know, so I mean, but hey, everybody has their own reasons.
and I'm sure he has his own reasons. But at this point, how long he's been in the United States? Over 10 years, I'm sure.
Right.
If I mean, if he was a real father and if he really cared about his family, he would have gone back. He would have come to the United States like many immigrant families do. They make their money and then just move back to their families. But Ricardo didn't do that. He decided to move in with 3 roommates instead. And now Ricardo is living in an apartment, small apartment probably, with 3 roommates. What does that tell you? Ricardo doesn't care about his family. Ricardo is in the closet. Ricardo just wants to fuck around with other guys. That's it. That's what Ricardo really is. And everybody can see that. So right now, what Ricardo is doing, he noticed that in the past couple of weeks, nobody was going to his stream.
Exactly.
So he's trying to charm his way around the community and trying to get people to go back to his channel. Because his channel is dead. He lost his channel about a year ago. And he hasn't been the same person ever since.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
right
that
now
makes
he has
sense.
to go around and try to sneak people into his community to get some views. Because at the end of the day, he was streaming to no one.
Exactly.
I mean, might as well
that
just play at home by yourself because nobody's going to watch your streams. Nobody's watching your streams.
Showdown, a massive showdown last week where they were crying about the drama, crying about me making it all about me and all that shit. And then they went and did it all again this week on fuck all. And that just proves it because I left Ricardo to himself. I know a lot of people did, and I saw that he had like 2 or 3 people on his fucking streams, and it was just fucking. I remember sitting there and going, "Fucking hell, man! There's just Doshin, Ricardo, and Evil in there now." And then now, lo and behold, he started the whole fucking shit up again this weekend because, just like you say, Alter Count, it's the only way he's ever going to get people in his fucking streams.
And it's interesting because a few days ago he made a truce with you. And kind of make like a fake peace with you because he wanted people to see him as the good guy.
Yeah.
He wanted people to start coming back into his channel. And once he got Evil and he got the other Herbies going into his channel, that's when he turned on CPE.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, Ricardo has shown time and time again that he doesn't care about women. He doesn't. I mean, he doesn't get along with them. That's why he's abandoned his wife and his child.
I mean, technically, he is a woman.
He is. I mean, he is like a woman. He's very much. I said that Dean's like the top, and he's the bottom of the narc yin yang is the narc fucking sex fucking burger.
That also explains his relationship with Evil because he's more than likely prostituting himself for Evil to get more of those views on his stream because he knows that they're lacking.
Yeah, exactly. He wants Evil's power. He wants to eat it. It's like the voodoo thing. He wants to eat him and get his power. And he's just, that is exactly what he wants to do. He's just, it's a very simple.
I'm sure he wants to do, I'm sure he wants to eat him. I'm sure he wants that.
I called that right at the beginning when he wouldn't say a bad thing about Evil, but he was throwing me and Ron under the bus, and I was like, "Oh, he's the apple of your eye. He's the apple of your eye," and it's always been like that.
Where there's smoke, there's fire, and there's a lot of smoke with Ricardo.
Yeah,
a lot of it.
And
the way that he behaved with females, the way that he interact with who was it, Danny Dolphin. Everybody knows about Danny Dolphin. The fact that he abandoned his family and he's currently living with 3 roommates. I mean, you've been in the United States for over a decade and you cannot even afford a place for yourself, Ricardo.
And it's just, you can see it coming off him. It's that bitter, that really highly strung, bitter, twisted old queen energy of just something. Really is like, you can't argue with results.
And let's think about how Ricardo got into this drama, because it was over a year ago when he wanted to get into slot and rotation. And I remember that very clearly because that's the first time I heard about Ricardo, and I told Slotham about it. I told, hey, Slaughter, there's this nobody that wants to get into the rotation. He got into the rotation. He's lost his channel. He got nothing right now. He really doesn't have anything to lose at this point. That's why he's trying
Right.
to get back in the good graces of the Herbie Darius.
I mean, and I always thought it was funny how he always tried to spin it like he was winning, and when everybody was shitting on him, it was kind of funny.
Because it's just delusion. He lies to himself, but as well, he's trying to, like you say, he's got nothing to lose. He just thinks he might as well go in for the Herbie Derbies because then he can get extra favor from Darius. That's what he thinks. But at the same time, it really is. It's just that simplistic. He is just like flapping around as a desperate flapping goldfish that's out of his bowl. When he lost that channel, it affected him so much more than he let on, and it was his life, and he is now trying to get his revenge. And because he's weak, he's going to take it out on me. And that's it.
I remember when he lost his channel, he was going around crying about people taking down his channel and was thinking about quitting YouTube and all of that. I still remember that. But at the end of the day, Ricardo just wants attention. And Darius is not giving him any. He goes to Darius' streams, but how many times has Darius been to Ricardo's stream? Never. Ricardo is a nobody to everybody in the community, including Darius, which is a nobody himself. So when you have an incel up in Canada, a creep, a sexual offender that doesn't even visit your channel, even though you support him,
they're all dancing around.
A lot about you, Ricardo.
Well, that was the straw that broke the camel's back for me, was when we did that stream with Evil and Ricardo, and I was on there. We were talking about the whole Candace situation, and I don't know, man. Like the way that Darius was, the way that Ricardo was bending over backwards to defend Darius, and like through all that shit, it was sickening. It made me sick to my stomach, and I just stopped.
Yeah.
I was like,
it was unbelievable, wasn't it? That it was unbelievable. That was when it all started. And then, do you know what? I actually reached out to Evil, right? This is the bitch who wants to destroy him. This is the bitch who thinks he's the worst person in the world. Who just what was he saying? Oh, you drop a pin. You drop a pin and she turns on you. No, he'd already been slagging me off with Ricardo on a stream that week, and then he did the thing with the fucking Candice, right? And I reached out to him and I said to him, look, come on the crunch when we come back and you can smooth it out and you can get out of this fucking corner that you've painted yourself into with Ricardo, where you've fucked off and you've literally backed, the wrong horse here, haven't you, basically, where you can cover your own back and you can come on and I offered that. He'd been a bitch about me and I just reached out above all that and just said, come on, let's sort this out, we'll be stronger together. That's the shit I was doing with Evil. Don't listen to a word of what the fucking shit that he makes out, because it is literally the opposite and then some of the reality. It really is. And I wasn't fucking going around telling people about everything or any of that shit like he is.
Mm-hmm.
It's bullshit.
And what did Ricardo say yesterday on his stream? That he came in without any knowledge of the situation and that he was just strolling around. Like, who will really believe that?
Exactly.
We know that when Ricardo jumped into that stream, he had all the information he needed.
Well, exactly. Yeah, that's what offended me so much, because he was complaining about how Dean was contacting him on his phone. He played the fucking voicemail message from his phone, right? And he was saying that he was sending him all types of pictures. Obviously, I think it was those Darius's pictures were included in what he was sending him, so he knew what the hell we were talking about, and he acted like it was nothing. Like, you know what I mean? He tried to like defend Darius and have us like defend him
by saying that he'd not even watched the video and still having a reaction to it. And Evil tried to explain it. This is when Evil still tried to explain himself away. This is how you see it working on Evil and it grinding Evil down. And at that point with Candice, that was a big point for him. Like, he'd gone in with Ricardo. He said at the time he just wanted Ricardo to have enough rope to hang himself with, and that he was just letting Ricardo say his stupid shit. And if he hadn't have done that, then Ricardo wouldn't have had a chance to say his stupid shit and everything. What he neglected to mention was that was a key moment stream with 40 odd people in it, where it was the big bombshell where it had all been dropped, and he decided to take that head of steam for himself and give it to Ricardo. Now that already pissed me off, but I still wanted to go forward together strong, and I knew Evil was probably being co-opted by Ricardo to do all this shit. It's not on DT's orders. It's his interpretation of DT's orders. Fucking Darius doesn't even think about anything. He wouldn't even think about that shit. This is all Ricardo going, "Oh, how can I get this for Darius, and how can I do this for Darius to be like his fucking right-hand man?" And like Altacount says, just like the rotation, I thought this either today or yesterday, because at first I was thinking, oh well, okay, so they'll cry about me, I'll fucking respond to them for a week. They'll cry about me, I'll respond to them for a week. And then I thought, this is what Ricardo wants. He wants to be in my fucking rotation now. It's pathetic.
Well, maybe he just wants relevance in the community, so he's like wants his name out there. People talking about him.
He's splitting up a whole group of friends. He's making it so that people can't actually be friends with each other. You know, that's his intention. He's not going to do it, but that's what he wants. He can't do it any way. He can't just be relevant by being a clout chaser like Metal Gamer. You know what I mean?
And let's talk about DTV briefly, because Ricardo claimed that DTV was sending him pictures every day. But when he came onto the stream the other day, he only showed one picture. Okay. And Ricardo is claiming that that picture is from a child. So how stupid does Ricardo has to be to, if he really believes that to be the truth, to actually save a picture of a child in his cell phone? Of course, there's two ways to look at it. Ricardo can be very stupid, so it's very possible that he believes that. And in which case, I mean, Ricardo is dumber than what we think that he is.
Yeah, man.
Or Ricardo is just setting up something. He's just saving that picture, found that picture somewhere, and he just wants to place blame on
just to finally clear the air. Just to finally clear the air, that picture is 100% contrived. Dean showed me the actual photo log, the actual chat log. There were no pictures sent. So Ricardo pretty much planted that himself.
Okay.
And in his own mind, he thinks that's the general of an 11-year-old, which goes to show where his head is at.
I mean, I'm not aware of any of this because I haven't been watching Ricardo. You know, I haven't gonna go near.
I don't even want to go to his channel anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
And I had a conversation with someone, and that is not a minor picture, which means that's something that Ricardo found himself, and he wants to make himself look like the victim, because that's what Ricardo does. Ricardo is always the victim when it comes to drama. Every single time that you go to his channel and he's talking about drama, he's always the victim.
How many of these big lies has he done? Because there's a difference between the embellishments and all the rest of it that Vic says, and that's where I was at. That's where I think most people see Ricardo when they're like, oh yeah, well, Ricardo is a liar. Yeah, he is a liar. But the big lies, the ones that are outside of it, they're crazy. Like you're saying, like fucking coming up with these schemes, the fake kids fucking penis picture. Now, the day before, he'd actually offered to show us all this fake penis picture, and we'd all, as one, turned around and said, "Nah, you're all right, Ricardo. We don't want to watch that." And then he's obviously forced the issue because this is what he does. He'll get rebuffed many times, and he will just force that same issue again. He doesn't have the dynamism to change it. So that's what I was saying about him getting giddy as a kipper about. He gets something that works and he'll just keep doing it. So he'll
exactly
just, like the British woman thing. It's just like the same thing over and over again. When he did the thing with the private chats, that was very telling. Did you see that Altacount? Ricardo, sorry, it was at Evil's on that stream when they all swarmed Ray. He was getting so giddy about his success. And it was just really amazing to watch. And he was it's like just some sort of absolute crazy level of histrionicness, you know, he's just getting whipped up. And he's like, hee. And he was in there and he was just like, asking random people if he could go on a private chat with them. He would just be like, oh, let's go and do that. And we'll have a private chat. We'll just do this and we'll have a private chat.
What?
Yeah, it was crazy. Like I saw like 4 different things where we just private
chat, like in what?
because I think
Like,
he just got into
StreamYard?
them. He'd got into doing these private chats with like Evil or Doshin or anyone like that, and then he just realized the success of that, and he just was like trying to get just random people out of that chat that night and say, "Hey, have a private chat about it. I'll get to know you." I've got the screenshots of some of it. It's just crazy. You got to count. Right, Heavy Metal Gamer, right, I'll add you, but we were having a conversation about other stuff, and I haven't really got a huge amount of time to go into this with you right now. We are 10 minutes over, so...
He could take my spot if he wants. I mean, I got to get going anyway, but...
Yeah, I just don't want to get into this whole thing. I think you've come a bit late, really, mate, and to be honest, I just don't know if I can be arsed right now. But if you want to do it next week, I can have it out with you next week.
But CP, it was really nice talking to you.
Yeah, it was great talking to you as well, Lewis. It was really good. Thank you.
We should definitely talk to each other soon again. That'd be great.
Yeah, add me on Twitter and I'll find you on Twitter and we'll do some collaboration. Definitely. Thank you very much. Massively appreciate you. Yeah, sorry, Heavy Metal Gamer. I would let you on, but you did come quite late and it was after the 2-hour mark. And I appreciate you coming. Yeah, it's going to be a bit of a... It's just going to be too late for me to do that. But yeah, next time. And thank you, everyone, for coming. Thank you, Alt Account, for coming. Massively appreciate your input. I will be doing Fiber Twig streams, and I will put the link up on some of those so we can have discussions. I will be doing interesting reactions to some of these streams that these guys are doing. Heavy Metal.
If you want to do the reactions to those, I'll come for that. Like showing videos and reacting to it, I'll come out for that.
Yeah, I'm gonna put any of their crying.
For it.
I'm gonna put on obviously and do my little thing, because this the original thing with that interesting thing was that they always put on my video and then talked over it and played it and just filled it full of lies. Whereas I was putting their video on and I wasn't really talking. I just let it play and let their lies speak for themselves. And all I ever did was say, interesting. And that's all I did. And it was enough to trigger fucking evil beyond you've ever fucking seen in your life. To the point where we went like 3 days later crying to Red Bull about it. Which is crazy. Today I'm going to play Jaws. Here comes the goddammit shark and I'll listen.
So I just want to say one last thing before I go. Well, two things. First, if they really send the pictures to Ricardo, we know that the TV is bold enough to actually brag about it.
Yeah, DNTV would brag about something like that.
He will brag about it. So this is a whole thing set up by Ricardo to try to make himself the victim more once again.
I agree. I agree. It's more likely to be Ricardo.
And a message to Ricardo. Ricardo, you prick. You're old enough to be my father. Well, almost. Save some money, pack your things, and move back to Brazil with your family. Grow some balls and actually be a man. Thank you, CPE, for having me here. Thank you, everyone, and have a good night.
Have a good night, Alt Account, and thank you very much. Always appreciated. And I totally stand 100% with what you just said. He really is. Just grow up, mate. I'm not a coward, mate. I've just got a time limit. So you can do that one. But what I was just going to say to you, Heavy Metal Gamer, was that I do my fiber twigs on a daily basis, and I do them on StreamYards. So you can come on if you want, and we could have a one-on-one chat while I do the fiber twigging, if you want. You're not listening to what I'm saying, are you? See, look at you kicking off. No, I've done a 2-hour stream. You came on at 2:05 hours. We were talking about Ricardo, and you're going to come on and bring this beef now at 10 past the hour where I was going to shut down. Yeah? So, no, because maybe other people I might have a little bit more time for and put myself out for. But since you decided to rag on me, yeah, Heavy Metal Gay Lord, I will bring your name up because you tried to jump on me to get some sort of fucking attention from like little old me. You fucking try hard. So if you want, you can. I'm not going to put myself out for you. You showed me no respect. Why should I show you any respect? You can come if you want, to one of my daily Fiber Twig streams, and we can talk then. But now I've done my 2 hours. Yeah, you are. Yeah, I know you're here now, but it's too late, isn't it? That's the problem. Time and tide wait for no man. And you can blame that on me if you like you blame everything else. Sorry, Desperado. You'll have to wait. All right, guys. Thank you very much. Heavy Metal Gamer, you're more than welcome to come any other day, but I've done my 2 hours. Thanks, everyone. Thanks, Vic. Thanks, Hayat.
Yep. Good night.
Thanks, Dr. Zayas. Thanks, Heavy Metal Gamer. You're not demanding nothing off me, love. Who else have we got? Thank you, Fatal Vision. Thank you, Jerkers Clown Star, Ron Damon, Runk the Punk. Who else we got? Mecha Dino Gaming. And is that it? I think that might be it. Oh, Lewis has been in. Alt Account's been in. Thank you very much. If you'd have come half an hour earlier, then I would have totally let you on. Well, I might not have done, because at the end of the day, we were talking about Ricardo and it would have just gone into this. But we would have definitely found a way of scheduling it. But it's just too late now, mate. Sorry. Yoko Ono, Red Bull. Everyone seems to have disappeared, so they must have gone to some counter stream somewhere. Meow meow and everyone. Right. Well, thank you very much. See you later.